Hello and welcome to Connected, episode 586. I am your annual chairman, Stephen Hackett, and I am joined by Myke.
Hello, I am the meat inside of this chairman sandwich, and I am the meat, and I have the pleasure of introducing keynote chairman Federico Viticci. Hi, Federico.
Hello. How are you?
Will I always be the meat in this sandwich? No, because sometimes I'll go first, right?
Yeah, we
so then
rotate.
I'll be like a hot dog on top of the chairman bun.
We live in a modern society. You can be the meat. You can be the part of a vegan sandwich if you want.
Oh,
you
I could be the corn inside of this sandwich.
You can be the tuna. You can be the chickpeas. You get to choose.
I am the impossible meat inside of this chairman sandwich.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you are in between the bread, Myke.
That's right.
The chairman bread.
The gluten-free
Yes.
bread. Oh, my
Yeah.
half
Well,
of the
One
sandwich.
is gluten free.
Obviously.
Are you both gluten free?
No, I'm not.
I was
am
going to say 'cause
gluten
the
rich.
sandwich
Yeah.
the sandwich would suck.
He's swimming in the stuff.
Gluten-free bread, impossible meat, terrible sandwich. Just start again. No, just have a different thing.
Yes.
How are we supposed to do a podcast today? I'm not even sure.
I don't know. We should thank our sponsors, Century and Squarespace. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Who
you
was
for
supposed
listening.
to do that?
It's a new year. New
Yeah.
year, same us. You know?
Clearly.
Clearly. But no, some things, gentlemen, they are above space and time. And one of those things is follow-up. Follow-up. Federico, can you, two things here. One, I think we had a question that's not in here, like some background of the Ticci scale, but then when we graded the year in the Annies like a month ago, you suggested some changes to the Ticci scale, which Kate, the maker of the original scale, has updated. So you want to go over this with us?
Yeah. Kate wrote in, I know you didn't actually discuss Federico's Ticci scale suggestion in a lot of detail in episode 583, but I wanted to see if I could draw a quokka. And this happened. Please wait to open it during the show if you choose to discuss making any changes. So if you recall, I suggested to change the animals and the little figurines at the very opposite ends of the Ticci scale. And I suggested for the right side, so the happy side, the cutest animal on earth, the quokka. Let's open the link. Let's see.
Oh, man.
Beautiful.
This is great.
Very good.
That's pretty
Great.
good. Somebody recommended, I don't have their name now, and it doesn't seem like it's in in our feedback system anymore, changing spider to a mosquito. Because apparently, I don't believe this is true, but apparently spiders can be helpful, but nobody likes mosquitoes.
I
Mhm.
don't love it.
No?
Mhm.
We're gonna keep...
Because you
Okay.
need, when I look at Nightmare and I see this spider,
I don't like the spider, though.
it's
That's the problem.
Nightmare.
But I don't. But the problem is, I have to keep looking at the image,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to. I like the quokka, because he's just a little happy guy. You know,
Yeah.
he's probably saying "Best I love you" to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, I prefer the bat. If I'm being honest, to the spider. I don't. I have to keep hiding the spider. I prefer the bat to come back.
What else could it be? What else gives
A ghost.
No, I like ghosts.
Me too. Especially the way you would draw them. You know.
Yeah.
What about a scorpion?
I'm still into a bat.
Scorpion?
Still into a bat. That's me. I'm very bat focused today.
Okay. Well,
We can leave it as Kate has done it, but I just wanted to voice my maybe. But this is the point, right? I'm really unhappy about it being a spider, but maybe that's the point.
We'll see. We can keep thinking about this.
Mm-hmm. Gabriel wrote in and said, "I'm listening to old episodes. Don't know why you do that, but good luck to you." And said, "I encountered a recommendation by Federico on episode 22 about an RSS app named NewsBlur. I'm curious if 10 years later, if this is still recommended."
No, I like the
Nope. Nope.
I like the company behind NewsBlur. I think they have pivoted to doing other things now. I believe
Is it
I'm not
AI,
mistaken.
Federico? It probably
No,
is, right?
it's
Okay.
it's you, and you have seen this. We have talked
Oh.
about this, and I think you
Oh.
actually talked about this on Upgrade, maybe even.
Whoa.
They're making e-ink glasses.
Oh.
We have mentioned this. They are called, let's see, Sol, S-O-L.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's the same company behind Newsblur. They're making this now. And as a result, Newsblur is kind of stuck in time from many years ago.
That is a significant pivot, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's still about reading.
That's true.
In a way.
That is true. But now they're going to blast the feeds into your eyes.
Yes. No, my recommendations, Gabriel, are either use Fitbin or I Know Reader. That's what I think you should be using.
As a
both,
service or an app?
Service.
Okay.
But if you want to talk about clients, I mean, there are plenty of choices. Unread, Lear, Reader, both the classic or the new one. Fiery Feeds. You got so many great options on Apple platforms.
I've been using Lear, Lyre, however you call it, after your recommendation.
Yeah.
And I like it. It does some things that are odd to me, but I'm getting used to them. Like they're just I say odd, they're just different to Reader. And so like I'm just getting used to the way that Lear, I don't know how to say it, and I'm fine with that. I like thinking every time I open my RSS app, I'm reading the Lyre. I don't know why that's funny to me. It's just very funny.
Fake news.
There's lots of lies inside my RSS. But yeah, I like that one.
Mm-hmm. I'm using Feedbin, and then I was using Reader Classic, and it was slowly breaking down. And Jason mentioned, I think on Upgrade, that he was using ReadKit. And I used ReadKit when it was new, like 100 years ago, and I didn't really like the first version, but the current version is pretty great. And so I'm Feedbin plus ReadKit everywhere.
What is this one?
ReadKit.
Wasn't it like am I thinking of something else? Like it was like a
Mr.
Reader thing?
You're thinking of Mr. Reader.
Mr. Reader.
Man, remember Mr. Reader?
Mr. Reader is my father. I also like that Lyre has a
I think it's Lear, by the way, Mike. I think it's French.
But I've already told you. I'm going to call it Lyre.
Wow.
I already told you this.
From the French, huh? Really spoken like a British guy. Okay, sure.
Well, I've been listening to all Arrested History. So, there's a lot of anti-French propaganda in my ears now.
You can keep a grudge, for sure. Okay.
The British can keep a grudge? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, they're so mad about all sorts of things.
Yes, we keep some grudges, but the thing is, we keep them very quietly, But I forgot what I was saying. Oh, liquid glass. I like that it's got a liquid glass design, I can barely read anything. It's awesome.
Yeah, ReadKit has liquid glass, but it's very minimal, just around the edges. Okay, it's a new year, and with a new year, sometimes trends change, right? We used to put really heavy filters in all our Instagram photos, and now we're just posting reels of ourselves dancing to the trauma that we all share.
Have you two seen the 2016 trend? Has that come across your radar yet?
Mm-mm.
Oh, people were posting pictures from 2016.
Oh, I did. Okay, I did see that, and I had no idea what was going on. So
exactly. If you don't know why people are doing it, it's odd.
Yeah.
But that's what's going on.
We were so innocent back then. Anyways, what I'm saying is beige is the new black. Everyone on planet Earth sent me this link, including y'all, to a new Spigen case. And I would say Spigen has been doing this play for years. Like, oh, we have a case that looks like an iMac with the colors, or we have a little Apple Watch stand that looks like a Macintosh. This is the classic LS iPhone case. And
limited edition.
Limited edition? Is that what you said?
What else could LS mean?
I mean, that's a good point. So they say it pays homage to the legendary Macintosh 128K. I mean, it's beigey, it's boxy, it's cool. It is humongous.
Yeah.
It's really bulky. It has like corners that, if you look at the images, it has corners that go out past the screen. It reminds me, there was someone that I'm friends with who her iPhone case is like a rectangle. Like it has hard corners. It's like, what are you doing? Like, but anyways, this case is awesome. It's it's pretty nostalgic. It's bulky though. And it's MagSafe compatible. I think I should probably try that. Let me get it.
Well, they do have a MagSafe one. If yours isn't, it's called MagFit. It's that's the case style. I like the product imagery that they have, where they've kind of put it into like fun environments.
Yeah.
One of them is they've like faked a pair of AirPods Pro to look like old headphones, which I think is AirPods Max, which I think is really funny.
Mm-hmm. Mine is MagFitted.
There you go. They also have a strap that they're selling. Did you see the strap?
I did, but not a strap person like you.
Right. It's really nice. I think the strap is also really nice. But while we're talking about Spigen, today I put my Mac Mini into the Apple Mac Mini Classic C1 stand to make it look like a Tangerine iMac.
Yes.
So it's now sitting in front of me. I took it out of a wonderful gift that Stephen bought me, which is now behind me, which was a tiny Mac Pro thing stand, which was very funny. That was a birthday gift. Maybe last year you got me?
I think so.
Which is very funny. But now it's nice and tangerine too, because why not?
Yeah. I bought this because I have an M4 Mac Mini now that replaced my dead M1 Mac Mini as my home server. And I bought this. I didn't know you were buying it. And like you sent me a picture of it, or I saw it. I think we were in a meeting and I saw it because it was like on your desk.
Picked it up. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I actually just did this too. And it's adorable. It's great. We should have fun with our accessories, right? Not everything has to be boring.
Yeah, exactly. I do wonder if it's a good idea to put your Mac Mini in a box, but
it's just, I mean, it's covering the sides and the top, and the fan is at the bottom. I think it pulls air in the bottom and blows it out the bottom, if I remember correctly. I mean, mine's been fine. Like I've been doing it for a week.
Maybe the air just comes out of the headphone jack or something.
Maybe. I mean, so mine's been on there for a while, and I had mine downloading and encoding every episode of the Computer Chronicles this week, and it's been fine. Like it hasn't seemed to overheat in any way.
You do, man.
Look, this NAS is not going to fill itself.
But it doesn't. Why does it? It doesn't need to be full, though, right?
No.
Okay. Spinning discs in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Not like Federico. I heard you.
I'm not at all SSD NAS.
Federico has an SSD NAS. Although it's only got one disc in it, I think.
No, two now.
Two now.
Yeah, mine's all spinning drives. Okay, on the Mac Mini webpage on apple.com, they have a little illustration of the air. It comes in the bottom and then circulates and then comes out like the other part of the bottom.
Sure.
Air comes in the front of the foot and comes out the back of the foot.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Like
equally weird.
Like a George Foreman grill.
Yeah. App Stories, Federico talks about some stuff he's up to. If you're wondering what I'm referencing, you can go check that out. I have a question for you both. Do you use widgets on macOS?
No.
Not at all? Stephen, do you use any?
Not at all.
I do. I have in the sidebar thing, notification center that's terrible. I have a Find My widget and the weather and then featured photos. And
you don't have any on your desktop?
So this is new. I have two on the desktop. I have my calendar and I have a widget that tells me what time it is in London.
Helpful.
It is.
I today remembered I had widgets on my desktop. I feel like it's a thing that I set up and then kind of forgot that they were there. Something that really annoys me is with a laptop, if you plug into a display and then unplug it again, sometimes the widgets move position, and I find that really frustrating. They like overlap over each other, which just isn't helpful. But okay, I was just wondering. I feel like it's a feature that I would want more from, and I don't really even know what I mean by that, but it's just like, this isn't as good as I thought it was going to be to have these widgets on my Mac.
especially the notification center thing. It's just so
That's so
half-baked,
terrible.
and they never change it. It's just
They made it. I feel like they made it worse in Tahoe, where now there's like 2 different buttons to clear different types of notifications.
Yeah. And
I find it very annoying.
the thing that kills me is they had the perfect solution. They had dashboard. It was like a place all your widgets lived, and you could go there and then come back. And then they got rid of it.
You don't care about notification center anymore. You just want dashboard to return.
I just give me dashboard back. For a long time it was an overlay, right? They would fly in over your desktop. And then at some point, it became a space to the left of your first desktop, like the Today view in iOS, right?
Well, that's gonna go away.
Probably. I hope not, though. I got a bunch of widgets in my Today screen on my phone. But just bring it back. Like, give me a dedicated place that's not like crammed on the side in Notification Center.
Yeah, dashboard was pretty good.
It was really good.
That was a good time. I liked that a lot.
They should bring it back.
They should. I actually do agree with you. They should bring that back.
Justice for dashboard.
Sure.
These have been our dashboard confessions.
Thank you very much.
Oh my God.
You know what I like in Tahoe? I like live activities in the menu bar.
Me too.
From my phone. I think that's good. That's a good thing to have. I like that a lot. That's well done.
Yeah. Mine didn't work until like 26.2.
Okay.
Everything else worked. Like I got iPhone notifications and screen sharing, no live activities. Updated 26.2, they suddenly worked.
There you go. You'll shake the bugs up.
Yeah, I guess so. This episode of Connected is brought to you by Sentry. Here at Relay, we have our own CMS and our own ad inventory management system. Wrote them ourselves with a developer, and that developer is really part-time with us. And that means that when something comes up, we need to be able to quickly triage it. Is it something that can wait? Is it something that he needs to look at? And if it is, how can we make the most efficient use of his time? And for years, we have used Sentry to monitor both of these systems. It has a bunch of logs in there, like a lot of other systems, but Sentry, they make them usable. Sentry's logs are trace connected and structured, so you can follow the request flow and filter by whatever matters. And because Sentry services the context right where you're debugging, the trace, relevant logs, the error, and even the session replay all land in one timeline, so you're not trying to match timestamps across systems and hop between tools. So front end, mobile, back end, whatever you're debugging, Sentry gives you the context you need so you can fix the problem and move on. More than 4.5 million developers use it, including Teams and Anthropic and Disney+. And I like to think Relay is on that list as well. We're basically the same as those companies. So try it for free. Sentry is spelled Sentry. So you want to go to sentry.io and tell them that we sent you. They have a free dev plan, and listeners of this show can use the code CONNECTED26 to get $100 in Sentry credits. That's sentry.io and the code CONNECTED26 for $100 in credits. Our thanks to Sentry for their support of the show and all of Relay. Big news, everybody. The bundle is back. On Tuesday, Apple announced Apple Creator Studio, which is a collection of professional apps and content and AI features for less professional apps all together in one thing.
Okay.
So you get for $129 a year or $12.99 a month, which is way less than I pay for Adobe Creative Cloud. You get
for good reason.
Yeah. Those apps are. You get Final Cut Pro for Mac and iPad, Logic Pro for Mac and iPad, Pixelmator Pro, our old friend, for Mac and iPad, Motion for Mac, Compressor for Mac, Main Stage for Mac, and then Keynote Pages and Numbers, and quote, later on, Freeform will get AI features and content that are only available if you subscribe to the old Creator Studio.
Creator Studio. And that is the Keynote Pages, Numbers, and Freeform. The apps are free, but stuff inside them you get if you pay, right?
That seems to be the case. So like, on the
Yeah.
web page, it has examples of, you have they're gonna have like a kind of like an Unsplash type tool, where like a set of photos and
Content Hub with premium graphics and photos for Apple's iWork suite, as well as exclusive templates, themes, and AI features.
There you go. Very exciting stuff. It's just sort of interesting, like looking at this software over time. It used to all be together. Like you would get Final Cut Studio. It came in a box with a bunch of DVDs, and then they slowly broke it apart. Same thing with iWork, right? It used to be Pages and Keynote and Numbers, and they broke them apart. iWeb, iWeb, iDVD, those were all in iLife.
That's it. Yep.
But that has broken down over time. Part of it is because Keynote, Pages, and Numbers are free, and they've been free for a long time, which I think is a real good thing for the Apple ecosystem. Like I think it's great you get a very competent set of Office apps when you buy a Mac or an iPad or an iPhone. So yeah, this is what we're looking at. It's going to come in a couple weeks, and if you're a student or teacher, it's just $2.99 a month or $29 a year, which I think is awesome. Like if you're a college student and you need these things, this is really cool. And then, as to be expected, if you buy a Mac or a qualifying iPad, rest in peace iPad mini, I guess, you get 3 months of it, and the subscription supports family sharing. So I said this on the MPU that comes out on Sunday, but I'll say it here too. The thing that I thought about immediately when I read about the family sharing is my daughter plays the keyboard and she's learning guitar. And I would never have purchased MainStage just for her to play with it, to see if she was interested in it. But like if I sign up for this, and I do use Logic and Final Cut, I use Final Cut some, like I would just get MainStage and I could put it on her MacBook Pro and she could experiment with it and explore it. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but similarly, I do not need motion compressor or MainStage.
Yeah,
I now will be paying for them, I guess. But like, I'm never going to use those apps ever. Like, I will never use them. I don't even know what compressor does. What does compressor do? Does it compress? What does it do? I assume it compresses things.
It compresses.
For what though?
For compression.
Ah, thank you. I didn't get that before. Like, I just don't know what it does. The thing that I'm most excited about here is Pixelmator Pro for iPad. Like, that is good because I use Pixelmator on my iPad. I would like to correct some things that we're saying because apparently, like, they're referencing like, oh, now there's like file compatibility between Mac and iPad. There already was. Like, if you used Pixelmator Pro on your Mac, you could open those files in Pixelmator for iPad. Like, they haven't created some kind of like thing that didn't exist before, because the reason I know that is because I do that. But I have, as a person who uses that app and likes it, like it has been a shame that Pixelmator Pro is much more fully featured on the Mac, and I really like that app. So I am excited to play around with whatever this new version of Pixelmator is for the iPad. It looks good. It looks very modern. I think of all of them, it's maybe the only one that seems to be liquid glassed. I don't think any of the other Pro apps have gotten a new design. I don't know when we're going to see that. I expect we will, but I don't know when we will. I can imagine they move much slower for good reason. Right?
Yeah,
you don't want to.
I saw people that are like, "Oh, the Pro apps team is like rebelling against liquid glass." Like, I don't think that's true at all. It's been the case basically forever that Apple's Pro apps, their user interfaces are different than the system. Right? Like Aperture and Final Cut and these other things, Logic. They don't look like the rest of Mac OS. That's been true forever. Like, I don't want to read into this anything about the iOS 26, Mac OS 26 design.
So, as somebody who uses Logic Pro, as I do, that's the one of these that I use the most. It's an interesting thing, really, because I have Logic. So what then? What happens to my copy of Logic that I paid for now? Do we know?
Apple has been cagier about this than I think they should be, but they have said that I think to Mac Rumors that there will be like some features coming to those. So the quote is, and the quote was about Final Cut Pro. So maybe it applies to the others. A one-time purchase will still be available, but access to some of the premium content will be available to Apple Creator Studio subscribers. So we know that. Logic Pro and Mainstage have all the same features, whether they are subscription or one-time purchase versions. So they're treating Logic Pro and Mainstage differently than they are Final Cut Pro. I guess they should be much clearer about this. I think if that would be something I criticize them for in this in these announcements.
Yeah, or just say like, pay up.
Yeah.
Right. Like, this is what it is now. This is what we're doing. There's a lot of thoughts on the icons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing lots of thoughts on the icons. What are your thoughts on the icons overall? Do you like them?
They are. What's a good adjective for this? They're not ugly per se.
They're
just,
unique. Like they don't. It's not even. They're not even liquid glass. As such. But it's not. They don't look like this because of liquid glass. They're like they've got a new style.
They're like lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're basic. That would be my word. They're basic.
Yeah, they're very basic.
They're basic. They got the basic vibe. Like
Very
a
much
basic
so.
person. These are like basic icons.
The basic icons.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
They're like not even mid. They're basic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6, 6, 7.
Oh God. No. Well, this has been fun.
I wrote in my blog post that I love the icons, and someone texted me. They were like, "Is this sarcasm?" I was like, "I mean, they're not great, but they're fun. Like, they're fun."
Should we tier rank them?
Yes, obviously.
Let's tier rank them. I would like to tier rank them, but within context to each other.
Okay,
Does that
so
make sense?
Yeah, so not compared to their past versions or
just icons in general.
Okay.
just amongst themselves. Okay.
Yeah, so we have 10 icons total: Final Cut Pro,
Yeah.
Logic Pro,
Yep.
Pixelmator, Keynote, Pages, Numbers, Freeform, Motion Compressor, Mainstage.
Yep. There's a link in the
Wh-
show notes and the Discord, so you can follow along.
Yeah.
Pull over
we'll
in your
open
car.
We'll open the bidding at Final Cut Pro. So it's a single line creating a clapperboard, and then there's like a frosted area on the inside.
Oh, it's a
and
clapperboard?
Yeah,
Clap on.
and then you
Oh.
can see that like the little like the line part that's usually on a clapperboard, the like black and white part. It's like shining through the purple glass in the middle. I'm going to assume that the fact that Federico didn't know what it was probably should suggest that it is not that high up.
No.
What do you think?
This is a C tier at best.
C tier, Stephen. How are you feeling?
I think amongst the ones here, I think it's. I would give it a B.
Okay.
So the old one. I know we're not comparing them, but I'm going to compare them just for a second. Like the old one was a clapperboard. If you're using Final Cut Pro, I think you know what that is. My complaint with it is the little objects behind the frosted glass. Like feels like they should be on top of the frosted glass.
Yes,
but,
they should.
I don't know. What do you think, Myke?
I would say, looking at all of them, I would maybe put this as a C tier. Because it is not very clear what's happening here, where some of the other ones, they're a bit more clearer. Or they're doing something fun, and I don't really think that the Final Cut Pro logo is doing either anything clever or fun. But it's not bad. So I would say, let's do C tier. But as always, with a good podcast tier list, we can move it around when we're done.
That's right. For sure.
Logic Pro, I would like to open at D tier. I hate it. I just feel like we need to do better than it's a vinyl record. Like, I just think that we could do more than it's a record.
That's funny. I looked at it and I thought it's a CD.
Well, it's either, right?
Yeah.
It's either a CD or a record.
But it could also be
Pro,
a tire, or it could be it doesn't convey music to me in a way that I think it could.
Yes. What do you think, Federico?
I really dislike this one.
D tier?
Yeah.
I'm really not into it. Pixelmator Pro. This one, it's also a little like
I don't understand this one.
I don't get it either. I don't know what they're doing here. Like, I guess we've got layers, right? And then what are the dots? What is that?
Doesn't Pixelmator do vector? Does it do vector stuff? Like, is it an outline?
Does it?
I don't know. I don't use Pixelmator.
I mean,
Pro.
if it did, that would make sense, but I didn't know that it did that. I mean,
don't.
Probably
It might
does
not. I mean, I think it's an F. Like, it's the.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
also just the shortcuts icon.
Yeah, it's
and
like
yes,
shortcuts with a line that was like, we need to make it different. And somebody was like, I know what to do. We'll put a line at the bottom.
Yeah.
No, this is
it's
F tier.
It's the worst one, I think.
No,
So
uh,
I'd
what's-
forgotten about the F tier, which is why Logic Pro is in the D tier, but I actually do think it's a better icon than the Pixelmator Pro one, so I'm actually happy to leave it like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Keynote.
this one's pretty good. I
Yeah,
think.
it's doing its thing. You know?
It's doing its thing.
I think it's A
like
tier.
that it's a. I like that it's a glass panel, and you can sort of see the stand under the glass surface. I mean, it's not a masterpiece. None of these are a masterpiece,
Again, we're ranking them against each other, you know?
Yeah.
right?
So there
But
can be an S tier here.
Yeah.
And I think I know what it is, and it isn't this one, but I have an S tier.
I do too.
potential.
it's the McDonald's one.
We'll get there when we get there.
One thing I like about the Keynote one, and really all the iWork ones, they kept much more of the history of the icon than the Pro apps. Like the original Keynote box was a lectern with a little chart on it, and that's kind of always been there.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that they've kept that history.
I would say maybe A tier.
I think A.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we got Pages, which is just a really bright orange pencil with a line.
Oh, I thought it was a huge pencil on a really tiny page.
I mean,
Or a
it could be
reflection.
that too, like a massive pencil on
Yeah.
a little page. That's the power of Apple Intelligence.
Hmm.
Big pencils.
I think it's C.
I like the colors.
I do too.
I like the color. Really vibrant.
Colors are good, but I just don't. It feels
just
so
don't-
uninspired.
Yeah, it's just 2 lines.
D tier.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Numbers is good. Like
S.
this is simplicity
S.
done well.
S tier.
No.
Whoa, I disagree
No.
with
I
that.
love-
No.
I love the
this-
color. I love the light
Color's
shining
good.
up through the
No.
bars.
No,
Yeah.
this icon, first of all, it's giving you the middle finger.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
I see
point.
that.
And I
Love it.
don't like it.
I like it more because of that, but it doesn't make it S tier. Because often my numbers sheets do give me the middle finger as well. I'll tell you. They often are like that. I would say B.
B. Yeah, it's a B. It's a B tier icon.
Okay.
Freeform. I think this is good looking.
I think it's an
Like,
A.
That
A
is
or-
just
A
the
or B.
Freeform logo made in liquid glass. Like
Yeah.
that's what that is, you know?
Yeah.
And I think if you know what Freeform is, this is doing a good job of showing what the app does, right?
I think it actually looks better than the current Freeform app, which it kind of has like
Yeah.
a weird like 1990s
Well,
diner
I do
vibe.
like that. But I do agree with you that it looks better than the current one.
It might be the only one that's an improvement. And I like these
Interesting.
generally. But
I would disagree with you for some of the ones that we've got coming up, but
okay.
maybe A tier for Freeform.
Yeah. Okay. I can live with that.
Motion.
S tier.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, they just
He's
ripped off
really
the
going for it.
McDonald's logo. They just didn't care. Like,
Is that
it's
why
so,
that's an S tier?
it's so brazen. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's
I don't know
literally
if
that.
I agree with S tier. Well, okay, so Federica has an S tier. Let me pull out my S tier and then we can see where we are. Compressor is my S tier.
Compressor.
What?
It is compressing.
Only in the middle.
That's all
It
you
comes,
need.
it comes in huge. It's compressed in the middle, and it comes
Yeah.
out huge.
That's all you need. It's just to compress the middle part.
Is the compression doing anything?
The middle bit. It's just
Okay.
making the middle bit smaller.
Is that how it works with compression?
Yeah, I like compressor a lot.
The M in MP3 stands for middle, actually.
There you go. So
sure.
it's just doing the middle part.
The middle the middle part. Wait, did we rank motion?
No, we did not. Because
I-
Federico came
yeah.
in with an S tier, and I just wanted to get my S tier on the table.
Mhm.
So we
Okay.
could consider them against each other.
I I could give it a. I'm torn on motion because they did rip off the McDonald's logo. I don't like it, but I really like the motion that it actually indicates. Like that ball is bouncing, and that's
Can
fun.
you imagine if they chose yellow for this one?
Yeah,
Man,
they
that would be amazing.
get a
That'd be
phone
incredible.
call.
Would've
So
been
close,
incredible.
right?
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, like I was mostly joking about the S tier. My actual S tier would be the main stage one because I
Okay.
really like it and I have no idea what it is. Like
It's a
because
fader.
I absolutely. What is it?
It's like a fader on a soundboard.
So, yeah, like a volume slider on a.
Yeah.
on a-
Yeah, whatever. I don't get
Yeah.
it, and because I don't get it, it's so esoteric that it's like captivating to my eyes because I have
What
no
if-
idea what I'm looking at.
What if we put motion compressor and main stage as SD?
What about?
Yes.
Hey, I had numbers.
Yes.
Come on.
No,
Numbers
no,
is
not
terrible.
numbers.
We're gonna
No,
do
just
that.
these
Motion-
three apps, these three forgotten apps
Main stage.
with the ripped off icon, the middle compression,
Middle.
and the
And the who knows what that is.
and the who
Yeah.
knows object. Those
No
are
one
S tier
knows.
icons.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a
All
lot
right,
of
we
email.
did it. This is the official ranking.
No,
of
hang on,
the-
hang on.
Okay.
I would like to see numbers higher, but I do agree that Keynote's really good and that Freeform's better than the old one.
So I don't think numbers belongs with it. Because numbers is not better than the old one, and it's not doing anything like. I mean, because realistically, if we're thinking about the app itself, you're not like numbers is not a charts app. It does charts, but that's not what you use it for. Like you're inputting spreadsheet data into it. Like it does charts. Charts are great, but I would guess that most number sheets don't even have charts in them.
Okay.
The official ranking of the icons in the Creator Studio suite are F tier, Pixelmator Pro, D tier, Logic Pro and Pages, C tier, Final Cut Pro, B tier, Numbers, A tier, Keynote and Freeform, and S tier, Motion, Compressor, Mainstage.
Yes.
We can talk about them compared to the old icons if you want to.
Freeform may be the only one that's better. The pro apps are all worse for sure.
Yeah. There was a graphic that I think a basic Apple guy made. See if I can find it.
Oh, someone gets better at icon design over time.
Yeah. That was the meme one. There was like
Y'all go look at the current compressor app icon.
this one.
I'm gonna put it
Copy
in the
image.
Discord.
Oh, I found it on Threads.
Look at this
Yeah.
evolution of icons, right? I mean, look at the original ones. Look at main stage, okay? What is it, like a VIP ticket pass? The original main stage? Because it's
Yeah.
like on
Yeah.
the main stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the original motion one, what is that? Like the thing from Inception, the movie that DiCaprio is
Gyroscope.
spinning?
It's a gyroscope.
Gyroscope.
Yeah, okay.
Look, let me
sure.
say to you right now. All right, I don't know why I said it so aggressively.
Yeah,
you
sure.
Shut
Okay,
up
I'll
and
listen.
listen to me.
Jesus, okay.
God, I got something to say.
Yeah.
The motion one is terrible. The old one.
It's
terrible.
Where is it?
It's terrible.
Where's motion? Oh, the gyroscope. Oh,
Yeah.
the DiCaprio one. Okay, sure.
This is terrible. Like no. So aggressive. The old numbers one is good because it's charts coming from a spreadsheet, like
Yeah.
the really old one, like the original one. Compressor, I don't know. I like the new one more, honestly.
Oh man, I love the old one where it's like you're like squeezing a thing down onto your files. Pretty good.
We're also squeezing something. It's in
Man,
the middle.
the transition from the current Pixelmator Pro icon to the new one, that's rough. Like that
I
icon
actually
was
think that is-
beautiful.
Well, the one in the middle, the original Pixelmator icon. I
No,
don't
the
like
middle,
very
the
much.
current
Yeah.
one, the middle one, the middle one.
current one in the middle is beautiful, and like
Beautiful
I cannot
icon.
understand how they got to that.
Yeah.
Like I don't get that at all. Like there must have been something better than that.
Do you think Apple Intelligence made any of these?
No, because they would have been much worse.
No, Apple Intelligence made the current ones.
I
They would still be much worse, I think is what he was saying.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, maybe. I mean, though, look at the originals. The especially like, I don't know, maybe I'm growing old, maybe I'm nostalgic. Those 3D icons, man, Those
Yeah.
were like the keynote one. Like
Yeah.
seriously,
Look
the
at the
keynote one.
Look at the numbers one. That lectern looks
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I kind of wanna touch the screen and pick up those rectangles.
yeah.
I just don't want it.
Yeah, yeah. That's because you are a what's the opposite of a nostalgic individual? You're not capable of nostalgia.
I just live in the now.
Yeah,
Like
sure,
I just
because you're a hippie.
they're so dark. All these icons
Yeah.
look so
They're
dark.
not dark. They're not dark. They're objects.
They're dark. Look at like
Dark,
the
okay.
Pixelmator one.
Dark.
It's just there's like a shadow over
Have
everything.
Have you seen the Creator Studio ones?
But they've still got a brightness to them, you know?
Where?
The colors. And like the the ink well, why is the inkwell so much bigger than the pen? You know, it's just like
Yeah.
this I don't have the nostalgia for like the skeuomorphic. I just don't have it. Like
Mhm.
it was fun while it was there, but I don't long for those days. The kids, they pine for nostalgia, for skeuomorphism.
Looking at this, I think actually one of the best icons on the icons over time link image is the logic one, the most recent logic one, where it looks like an RIA award. You know, like your album's gone platinum.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic logo, and it works even in the stupid round rec they put it in.
Yeah.
Oh man, they really massacred some of these apps.
Like I think the Creator Studio version of the iWork apps are better than the current ones.
Yeah.
Like Page's keynote numbers as they are currently, they're just nothing. Like
Yeah. No, I agree. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that. Especially the keynote one. The keynote one is better.
yeah,
Mm.
I think they're all better. The colors are brighter and more fun. They've got a little bit more going on in them because they'd stripped out all of the flavor from them anyway. And I feel like they've kind of added a little bit of it back. And at least
here's a
now
que-
they kind of
here's a
fit with their
question.
friends.
Here's a question.
Uh-huh.
What's the, you have to choose one because your life depends on it. Okay, for some reason. What's the absolute best icon that Apple has ever made?
Aperture.
Absolute best.
Aperture. Like
Aperture.
you're looking down the lens.
He did it. Yeah, he did it. That is it.
The aperture one.
That's it.
I think it could be.
It was a good icon.
Do you have any other suggestions, Federico?
Let's see. I mean, I always liked the Automator guy personally.
I really like photos, like the current and like the one prior, like the flower made of little colored glass chips. I think that's a really beautiful icon.
I wonder. I mean, I do like, in general, I liked the version that we had before this, where like y'all talked about an upgrade. Like Tech said, it was a page with a pencil in front of it, and the pencil broke out of the shape. Like I thought that general look and feel was really nice. The round rec, I think, hurts everything.
Yeah, the round rec where the border could be broken, that was the best.
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah,
because it was like there is a consistency, but also you can add a bit of fun.
mm-hmm.
Because when they were all just completely random shapes, it's like
I liked that. Though.
I get it. No, I get it, but I feel I don't know.
Okay, so I've always had a few favorites. I pulled out some graphic with all of the macOS 10 icons. So I always had some favorites. Automator, Grapher, which is this utility. It was like the 3D shape of like a open cube with like this colorful sheet of paper inside.
Yeah.
Keychain access specifically was great. Just literally a keychain.
Yeah.
iWeb, I always liked, like the corkboard with the photos and the thing sort of pinned on it. The original Safari one, like the shiny compass, I always liked. And there was another one that I liked. Automator I mentioned.
Finder.
No, never really spoken to me. Oh, Preview, obviously. The original Preview one. With the photos and the loop on top. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Those were some good icons.
They were.
Yeah. Anyway. It's in the past.
This episode of the show is brought to you by Squarespace. the all-in-one website platform designed to help you stand out and succeed online. So whether you're starting something new or you're scaling something that's been around for a little while, Squarespace gives you everything you need to claim a domain name, showcase your offerings with a professional website, grow your brand, and get paid all in one place. I've been using Squarespace since the dawn of time, it feels like, and I keep coming back for projects. I keep coming back for recommendations for other people because it is so easy to build something that looks good and that works well. So those two things aren't always related, but at Squarespace, they are. Say that you're not a designer, you're not really sure where to start. Well, of course, Squarespace has their professionally designed and award-winning website templates. But with Blueprint AI, you can combine those templates with an AI-enhanced website builder. So you plug in some basic information about your industry and goals, and it will make suggestions for you. And you can even manage a video library on Squarespace. I do this on the Widgetsmith and Pedometer websites. We have some support videos, and the video library does a great job. Upload the video, upload a thumbnail, and we're providing those to our users, but you can even add a paywall to your video library to sell content through a course or an exclusive tutorial set or a premium workshop. Head on over to squarespace.com/connected for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code CONNECTED to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain name. That's squarespace.com/connected and the offer code CONNECTED to get 10% off your first purchase. Our thanks to Squarespace for their support of this show and all of Relay.
In a, I would say, pretty low-key announcement earlier this week, Apple and Google jointly announced that the upcoming version of Apple Intelligence and the foundation models that Apple are going to be building would be essentially powered by Google and Google Gemini. This will be for cloud models, but expectedly on device models too. Essentially, Gemini will be powering the Apple Foundation models. We were expecting this to occur. There was one of the most interesting parts in the statement is this: Apple determined that Google's AI technology provides the most capable foundation for Apple Foundation models, which I find interesting. Apple said that, Google said that. It's kind of a bit of a mic drop to the AI industry potentially. But that's the statement as given. Not really any detail of any kind. I mean, obviously the expectation is we will start to see some features rolling out. I'm honestly feeling like it is essentially impossible at this point that we're going to see anything before WWDC of Apple Intelligence. Like, I know that there had been a question of some of these things coming before, but who knows? I just... have they been working on this for a long time? Like, who knows at this point, but we'll see. But yeah, this is how Apple's going to get themselves out of the Apple Intelligence hole. Not a surprise, but it was interesting how they announced it, at least.
Yeah, and especially the joint statement from Apple and Google. I don't know. It feels like it's been a while since we last saw these two companies out in the public saying we're collaborating on iOS. Very much the sort of energy that you had way back in the day with, Eric Schmidt on stage, at Apple conferences, talking about Google Search, talking about the YouTube app on iOS, iPhone OS.
Oh, you know
rather.
what it reminds me of? Do you remember all of the stuff they were doing together on COVID? Do you remember?
The COVID detection stuff.
Tracing.
Contact tracing, that's it.
Yeah.
Terrible stuff. Terrible stuff.
Terrible stuff.
Terrible branding.
Can we just can we read the second part of the statement for a second?
Yeah.
After careful evaluation, Apple determined that Google's AI technology provides the most capable foundation for Apple Foundation models and is excited about the innovative new experiences it will unlock for Apple users. Apple Intelligence will continue to run on Apple devices and private cloud compute while maintaining Apple's industry-leading privacy standards. First of all, foundation for Apple Foundation.
Terrible.
That is so bad.
I don't understand how that passed the first reading. This statement I hadn't realized until now how this is such a workshop statement between these two companies.
Yeah.
Because they each get a compliment, right? Google has the most capable technology, and Apple is industry leading on privacy.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Really interesting. So realistically, and then I want to talk about this report from The Information in a second. But if you just read this statement, it sounds like Apple is using Google technology running on private cloud compute. So they're getting first of all, they never mention, they never say like an AI model or a large language model. They're just saying Google Gemini and Google Cloud technology. But it's running on Apple infrastructure. It's running on private cloud compute, and it's still gonna be called Apple Foundation Models and Apple Intelligence. So first of all, they did manage to get Google to give them a model that runs on Apple Silicon. So a model that doesn't run on TPUs. One of the biggest advantages of Google compared to the rest of the AI industry is that they do not rely on NVIDIA. They have their own TPU. It's a tensor processing unit. It's a specialized type of chip for LLMs, for AI processing.
I would assume it's ARM, right?
I think so. What's the latest one that they have? Ironwood? TPU, maybe? Let's see. Yeah, it's Ironwood. It's the 7th generation. Is it based on ARM? Well, so it's weird. They have... it's split. They have a companion CPU inside that is based on ARM, and the rest isn't, I think.
Because my question, my wonder on that was like, obviously Apple's chips are ARM, and I just wondered if maybe that was helpful in some way.
Yeah,
but anyway, doesn't matter.
In any case, so this is the biggest advantage that Apple has, is that Google has, is that they control how their AI operates on the chips that they make, right? So they are not, they don't depend on NVIDIA giving them GPUs and server class GPUs for training or inference. But to take that and say, well, we got to make sure that it runs on Apple Silicon, that seems like a massive undertaking for Google. And so I'm guessing that it must have been worth it from a financial standpoint. The rumor is saying that Apple is giving Google $1 billion for this. I saw another report saying that it's actually more than $1 billion. Who knows? But
the Financial Times said it will be several billions to Google over time, and is structured like a cloud services contract.
Yeah, and it sounds like it was done in a few months, which is even more impressive from my perspective. What for other AI companies? I mean, what are the other AI companies, right? We're looking at, obviously, Google, OpenAI, and Anthropic. Those are the big three. There's really not a European AI company. There's Mistral, but Mistral, it's not in the big leagues like these three American labs. Oh, yeah, sure, Meta.
Yeah. But I mean...
Yeah,
they believe it. They believe it.
Think so.
Whether they are seen as that or not, that's what they believe they are.
Yeah. So
just like they were a metaverse company, and then they were an AR, and then they were a VR company, and they've just fired all the people that are working on their video games.
Exactly. So from my perspective, the biggest loser here is OpenAI. Because of the.
I agree. Apparently, they turned it down.
Apparently so. And because obviously Apple is not saying anything about the ChatGPT integration that they have right now. What's going to happen when Siri gets better and is based on Gemini and has a version of Gemini running in the cloud? Will it even need ChatGPT anymore at that point? No. I think, obviously, that ChatGPT extension is on its way out, the way I see it. And it's going to be there because they have a contract or something, but they're going to phase it out over time if this goes well. And I assume it's going to go well because Gemini
it's just not going to be needed anymore, right?
It's not going to be needed anymore. Like if the whole point is that you're going to be able to have emotional support, world knowledge, taking actions across apps, like why do you even need ChatGPT anymore?
You know what? Up-to-date information. Where's that going to come from?
Right. Yeah. So I want to talk about this report from the information that they're providing a little bit more details about how this is actually going to work. And I'm going to read you some bits and pieces from this article. Some of the features will launch this spring. So some of the features, Myke obviously famously said that he doesn't believe that all of the features from 2 years ago will launch in the spring.
I think it is just worth noting, by the way, that I have already ticked off an annual Ricky's point, which may be the fastest in history.
I think
I've already done it.
It was very fast.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. So let's break this down. Others, including Siri's ability to remember past conversations or proactive features that could suggest they leave home to avoid traffic, are expected to be announced at the company's annual developer conference in June.
And they're not going to ship this year, I don't think.
So, in addition to the things they promised, they want to have the ability for Siri to have some basic memory feature, it sounds like. So, all of the popular LLMs these days, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, they have a memory feature with the ability to remember previous conversations and recall information from previous chats. Obviously, Siri has so far been an ephemeral assistant. You ask a question, you dismiss Siri, that question is gone. There's no storage, there's no memory. So they want to add memory. And now, this thing I don't get. Proactive features that could suggest they leave home to avoid traffic ahead of an airport pickup. First of all, this fixation on airport pickups, I still find it so strange. Doesn't Siri already have proactive suggestions?
Yeah, but it's based
right
on your
now?
calendar. I think both of these features are part of personal context. I don't think these are separate features. These are not two features. This is one feature. Because if you think about it, past conversations, that's information you've given the system. And proactive features to leave because of an airport pickup, that is pulling information from an iMessage potentially. Will you get me from the airport? Right? And now the system knows. Now that is different to there is a calendar event in my calendar. Like, because realistically, that's what I want my phone to be able to do, right? Like, I shouldn't have to put everything into every possible place for it to know, right? Like in theory, right? Like, why could it not be that Steven says, will you pick me up from the airport? And I say yes. And then my iPhone's like, right, okay, I know that that's going to happen now. And then if there's traffic, it'd be like, hey, you said you'd go get Steven, right? Like, wouldn't it be incredible if your iPhone could do that? Right? Like, if your iPhone could just, like, know that information, and it just goes like, hey, what are you doing right now? You said you go pick up Steven from the airport. Be great, because who wants to leave him at the airport? You want to be left at the airport, Steven?
Not for very long.
Yeah, so there you go. The iPhone can help you, can step in. But I think these are personal context. I think that this is
probably.
These, because that all feels like that's the context of what you're doing on your device, right? And which is the hardest, I think is going to be the hardest thing to solve, but will be the most beneficial if they can actually work it out.
Yeah. Now, the next point is interesting. Apple can ask Google to tweak aspects of how the Gemini model works. But otherwise, Apple can fine-tune Gemini on its own so that it responds to queries the way Apple prefers, the person involved in the project said. Now, fine-tuning is this process of taking a pre-trained model and optimizing it for some specific tasks to basically alter the parameters of the model to, in theory, improve its accuracy, give it more specificity for some particular tasks, reduce hallucinations, have customized interactions, reduce bias that's in the model. And you as a user right now, you cannot fine-tune Google Gemini. Google can fine-tune. It's not an open source model. So Apple has been given some access to the fine-tuning process for Gemini. This will be the platform-specific stuff, right? Like, for example, if you ask, most likely, and I'm imagining this, but I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to work. If you ask, like, how can I turn off my phone? It's not going to give you instructions for a Pixel phone. It's going to give you instructions for an iPhone, right? Because the base model, the base Gemini 3 model, does not know that it's a model specifically designed for Apple users. It just knows that it's a model trained by Google. And with fine-tuning, you can add specificity, right, for your platform, in this case, if you're Apple, to optimize for specific tasks and specific responses.
And this is different to like giving it a prompt. Like, what do they call that? Like,
yes, because you're
system
actually
prompts.
Right, because with fine-tuning, you're actually altering the parameters of the model. You're not retraining the model. The model is still pre-trained, but you're altering some of the parameters and the connections between the parameters to answer you in a different way. The risk here, because there's a challenge with fine-tuning. First of all, it's very costly from a resource perspective. Especially with the 1.2 trillion model, which is supposedly is this one. It's a very expensive thing to do from a technological and resource perspective. And you have obviously the other risk, huge risk, is the model forgetting things. Because you're altering the parameters contained in the pre-trained model, you're switching those connections, and you risk that, in plain terms, the risk is that if you fine-tune too much, the Gemini model through Apple will be worse than the Gemini model through Google.
It's like if you banged your head
Gemini.
really hard and forgot something, then
yeah. But at the
you're
very
not
least,
gonna be
you
as
learned.
effective anymore.
At the very least, you learned what it feels like to bang your head. Yes.
yeah,
You make a new connection, but you lose some in the process.
some stuff just shakes out
Yeah.
along the way.
The information is saying that this model will give Siri world knowledge info and emotional support. Lots of people use AI models for obviously web searches and just asking trivia questions.
The world knowledge part, like I don't.
Okay, so world knowledge is...
No, I know what it is.
yeah.
But is it going to be world knowledge cut off at a certain point?
Yes. Yes.
But that's not good then, is it?
And the huge question mark there is, and I think I know my answer, but the huge question is this model capable of tool calling? So is this the kind of model where you talk to it, and if it doesn't know, it tells you, I'm going to run a web search, and then it comes back to you, right? That's tool calling in an essence. Or, will this model have image generation? Google has a pretty good image generation model.
Is Gemini capable of tool calling? I assume yes.
It is, even though it's not really used that well in the Gemini apps, but it is capable of it. It's pretty good at it, actually. It's just the Gemini UI from Google is terrible.
So from your perspective, because obviously you know more about this than me and Steven do, like just the way this industry and the way that things work. They're not necessarily running Gemini. They're using a Gemini model to power Apple's foundation model, or do you think they're actually just running Gemini?
So I think we're going to talk about this in a couple of minutes. I think they're going to have. I think they're going to have this two model approach. They're going to have a small on-device model, and they're going to have a bigger model. You know what they're going to have? They're going to have a router-based system, just like OpenAI, and I'm simplifying here. They're going to have a model in the middle, and I think that model is going to be based, it's also going to be made by Google. They're going to have a model that's going to make a decision, like, okay, user wants to set a timer. It can probably, let me give you an example. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Simple enough, run it on device, go for it, use the Apple model. But what if I ask, hey, I want to set a timer for cooking pasta the way that a really popular chef would do it in a Michelin restaurant. The router would be like, oof, okay, that's a timer, but it's also a very complex question. I'm going to use the bigger model for this and then go back. That's usually what a router does. So I think that's what they're going to do. And I think they're going to have some pretty... It's going to be interesting to see where the guardrails are for that. Like, how can you trick the system? All those kinds of things. I'm going to get to the two most interesting parts of this report. The first one, Siri will be able to handle other types of tasks, such as creating a notes document with a cooking recipe. I mean, you read this and you're like, okay, sure, what's the big deal? The big deal here is that they are going to use this model, and the reason why I mentioned it's going to be able to do tool calling, they're going to be able to have the output of the big model, the Gemini model, running in the cloud, feed its output back to app intents on your device. because creating a notes document with a cookie recipe that you find thanks to word knowledge, that means you will be able to take data from the big Gemini model and do stuff with it, such as notes, reminders, send an iMessage, stuff like that. So they found a way to integrate, it sounds like, app intents with the model. Unless it's not app intents, but it's that MCP bridge that we discussed a while back that was found hiding in the iOS 26 code. Remember this? That Apple was working on this kind of like middleman approach for bridging MCP to something else on iOS. I wonder if that's what this is. Like, you will be able, because if you go to Gemini right now, it doesn't have any idea what an app intent is. And I doubt that this entire model was retrained from scratch just for Apple, right? Gemini knows MCP. That's what it knows. And I think if you're Apple and you want to integrate it with apps on iOS or iPadOS or whatever, you need to have some kind of bridge in between them, like the MCP language that the model already knows and the app intents that you know, you Apple, that you control, but the model has no idea what they are. So I think that's what they're doing.
Okay.
And lastly, while certain common Siri tasks, such as setting a timer, reminder, or sending a specific text message to a phone contact, will continue to be powered by technology stored on Apple devices, the new version of Siri would also be able to handle instances in which the customer's question isn't clearly understood. And they give this example of asking to send a message to a contact, but the Siri doesn't understand the question and it goes off to the model in the cloud, and the model in the cloud parses the question, goes back, and you send the message. So that's what I mentioned before with the two model approach. Fascinating stuff that only, if this is actually true, right? Because this is a report from the information and we're not able to test it. And this is not out yet. But if this is true, fascinating tech from my perspective, that you have two models sort of feeding off of each other and communicating and performing actions and going to the cloud when needed, running on device when needed, and being able to interchange data. That'd be pretty cool if it works. Nobody else is doing it because obviously nobody else. I mean, Google could do it, but Google doesn't really care about on-device models.
No one else has the need that Apple does, right? Like, Google is the other big platform. They have their own, like you said, they don't care about on-device. Apple, clearly their own work in a foundation model has failed or not gotten them where they want to be. And they are, and I'm going to say backed into a corner, but I think it's the right corner to be in, of like, we want as much of this as possible to run locally. Yep. And so Apple really is in a position that no one else is right now. And I'm sure that there are people at Apple who just hate that they have to go do this, right? That they really thought they could do it themselves. They want to do it themselves, but have been unable to do it. And,
especially the people whose job it was. I'm sure they hated the most.
Yeah. And, and a lot of them probably aren't there. So it's, it is just such an interesting time to see Apple use an outside company's technology to feature or to power what could and should be a core feature of their ecosystem. Like, it just doesn't happen very often. And it's going to be very interesting to see. What I'm kind of most curious about is when this stuff rolls out, how does Apple talk about it? Like, forget WWDC, forget the developer State of the Union, but when this rolls out to people's phones in a year or whenever it is Google or Gemini, is that going to be anywhere? Right? Are people going to know that, when I'm doing this, it's not, I don't think most people care, but it's just going to be very interesting to see how Apple handles that in their messaging, I think.
I figure they'll just call it Apple Intelligence. Yeah. Because my initial thought is the Apple Intelligence name is tarnished, but it's not like they ever rebranded Siri.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured they just keep calling it Apple Intelligence and they just try and brute force their way through this thing. And realistically, if they actually make it work, I don't think it will matter what it's called.
Yeah.
Like, if they actually can get these phones to do the things that they think that they'll be able to do with this technology, I don't think it will. It is not in Apple's interest in the long term to call this Google Gemini, I think.
I think you're probably right.
Because also, I'm sure there are people inside of Apple that believe that one day they'll be able to do this themselves and get rid of Google.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that. I think that I think the longer we go, the less likely that becomes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just feels like this is such a difficult and expensive technology in the way that we understand it right now to develop, that if you're not doing it, like actively doing it, you're going to fall behind. That's my view on it, but I don't know. But like, there can be many things that change between now and 5 years from now about the way this kind of technology is developed, right? But it just feels like if you haven't got it going, you're going to really struggle to get it going. And it doesn't really necessarily feel like money is the thing that solves it. Because if it was, Meta and Apple would have just as good a technology as OpenAI, but they don't. Fascinating stuff.
Yeah. So, when do we think this is happening?
I mean, I expect something ships in September, but I don't think it's going to be everything.
No. I mean the integration. When do we think it's happening? Like
I think
March?
WWDC.
WWDC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's iOS 27. I could see, though, before then, maybe like the OpenAI extension, maybe they roll out a Gemini extension and you can choose between the two. Maybe there'll be little things like maybe Google's image generation stuff gets plugged into image playgrounds the way OpenAI is now. But I think like the big deal, right? The full integration, better Siri, all that stuff. I think that's iOS 27.
It's like, what would even ship in 26? Like, what would it be? What would the feature be?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the things I said, like it's extensions to things we already have where it becomes an option versus OpenAI.
I mean, like, of the Apple Intelligence features that we believe we are going to get based on the stuff that they originally showed off at WWDC 2024, what realistically could ship in 26? And I just don't know what that could be or what would be. Like, why would you not spend more time on it?
Yeah, maybe just the extension, like Steven said.
Yeah.
I could see that. But yeah, I was kind of hoping that they would do it before, but you kind of made me change my mind. They're going to do it in 27.
It feels like this maybe came together a little slower.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My theory on it is that they were waiting for the antitrust stuff to be dealt with.
Or this has been done for years, and like you said, it took a lot of time to get the language right in the announcement. I'm just kidding. It's just a joke, guys.
Oh, okay.
Everybody settle down. No, for sure it was the antitrust stuff, right? If the court had said Google can't get a bag of cash and give it to Apple to be the default search engine, like then there's no way this could happen in that environment. But that's not what happened. That is preserved. And like the money flowing both ways, it's all fake anyways, right? Like Apple paying billions of dollars, it's just going to come out of the search fee, right? It's going to write a smaller check. So that I think had to be preserved for this to move forward, at least in the way that it's now going to.
Pretty cool if you're Google, though, right?
It's great. It's great.
Powering the AI on every smartphone.
Mm-hmm. Or at least every smartphone that's not in China, right? I mean, it is. They're gonna have the foundation model on both major smartphone platforms.
Yep.
Wild. Well, I think that does it for this week. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sitting through us arguing about icons. Lots of good stuff. If you have feedback or follow up, you can send us a note. There's a link in the show notes to our feedback form, or you can go to connectedfeedback.com and drop us a line. You can also go to getconnectedpro.co, or the link in the show notes, to Get Connected Pro, which is the longer and ad-free version of the show we do each and every week. This week we talked about our friends and family's reaction to liquid glass over the holidays. And a suggestion from someone's parents about who should replace Tim Cook. It was a wild time at the top of the show.
It's not what you think.
It's not. For real. It's not what you
It's
think.
not what you think.
Not
It's
what you
not.
think.
It is not what you think.
If you want to find more of Federico, you can stand outside his apartment, or you can go to macstories.net and follow the team's work over there. You can also find more of Myke. He hosts a bunch of shows here on Relay, and he writes at theenthusiast.net. You can find my writing at 512 Pixels, and I co-host Mac Power Users here on Relay. And I'd like to thank our sponsors. That's something else we do at the end of the show. It's been a minute, and I'm still finding my feet again. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Century and Squarespace, for their support of the show. And until next time, guys, say goodbye.
Arrivederci.
Cheerio.
Bye, y'all.